Having night siblings. Happy Tuesday. It's been a minute. Been busy, busy, busy. You've been busy. But anyway, so I got this download. Well, actually, I got the download and then I got a chance to see it with my own eyes. I mean, I've been watching this, discrimination comes in many forms, right? I've experienced this in my own life. So I can, you know what I mean? And then, but I got enough. I mean, I saw it up close and personal after I heard, you know what I mean? I guess it was the download was preparing me for what I was about to see. That's what I'm gathering. You know what I mean? Discrimination comes in many forms. We say, you know what I mean? Yes, of course, the first one we think of is race. You know, race being a very complicated one, especially if you happen to be Afro American, African American. You know what I mean? Like because of the range of colors in which that particular race embodies. You know, you're discriminated if you're a lighter version of that race because it said that you don't understand what the darker counterpart of that particular of the Afro American race has gone through or had to deal with or how they deal with life. You know what I mean? So you're looked at as if, especially if you're a light skin, you know what I mean? You're looked at as being white. You There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've lived it. I can speak on it. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? And then growing up in life, you know what I mean? The experience was, okay, so where do I fit in? Right? Trying to fit in, trying to adapt. That's where that people pleasing thing comes into play because you're trying to please the people who should already accept you because you're part of their bloodline and they don't. Discrimination is taught to us at a very young age. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you're Caucasian and, you know, a relative of yours has intermingles with a black person and they have biracial children, those children, regardless of their skin tone, are still black. You know what I mean? They're just it's there's no there's that saying a drop of black blood makes you black. But unfortunately, in the black community, if your skin tone is not as dark as their skin tone, or if it's not, you know, you're not melanated as much as the rest of your family, you're considered to be an outcast, an ostracized. You know what I mean? If you don't got a big butt and big lips, you know what I mean? I mean, it is what it is, okay? I've lived this shit, so I can speak on it, okay? You know, but again, the download was about discrimination comes in many forms. Now, you could be discriminated because of the way you walk. You could be discriminated against you know because of the way you talk. You know what I mean? You would be discriminated because of you do tarot cards. You know what I mean? Your religious family member sees the devil's work. You know what I mean? It even says it in the Bible. You know what I mean? Do not seek mediums or outside. Don't use divinity to find guidance and answers. Seek God. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? You're born and then you can see people, you can hear things, you know, you can read energy. You know what I mean? So, you know, you're like, okay, so you're trying to explain this to your religious family members and they're still not accepting it because they are so hell bent on the book, the book, the book, the book, the book, you know, and and it clearly states in the Bible, you know what I mean? You know, Saul was killed, and his destiny, his dynasty was given to David because he went to see, you know, he went to see a medium. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? It's like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, kind of a thing with this discrimination. So you know what I mean? It's just like our world has lived and thrived off discrimination to the point where you know there's so many lost souls. You know what I mean? You got to be a really strong willed, minded person to be able to navigate the battlefield of discrimination. On God, I can tell you no lie. Again, I'll tell you, I've experienced this. I have gone through it. I know what it is to navigate that battlefield. You know what I mean? That landmine, those landmines, you know what I mean? Navigate through them. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? But it was okay. So today I had an opportunity to see somebody being discriminated against, and well, mental health. It was somebody who had mental health issues, and they were being discriminated against because they couldn't retain the information in which they were given, and the person had taught them. They had been taught it over and over again, and they weren't getting it. It wasn't registering. I don't know. Maybe it was the way the person was teaching it that wasn't allowing this person to integrate the information. And so the person that was doing the teaching started saying some really foul things about the person who wasn't able to register the information. And again, like I said, I've been down this road. I know what it feels like. I know what it's like. And I watched in horror as this person hovered over this person and was, and I was like, okay, I can't just sit here. I won't just sit here, you know. And so I interjected myself into the situation, and I said, well, maybe there's a different way. Maybe we should try a different way of training. Perhaps there's another way. You know what I mean? Maybe we could use flashcards, or maybe we could, you know, post the notes. I mean, like, there's a different way. There has to be a different way. And, you know, and as de-escalating the situation while doing this, you know what I mean? That was my whole purpose. You know what I mean? Because I was like, you're not just gonna come attack somebody just because your way of teaching isn't registering for them doesn't make them, you know what I mean, not capable of doing the job. It just means that maybe the way you're teaching is not how they're gonna learn. Like this person was severely like, I mean, and it just it irked me to the point where I had to step in. Where normally I would have been like, okay, you know what I mean? Let people do what they do. It's not my business. I've had to learn that along the way as well. Mind my business, stay out the way. Keep my mouth quiet. You know what I mean? But for some reason, this particular person, you know, I kind of took a liking to this person. I'm like, no, this person is not slow. This person is smart. This person, they can get it. It's just not from you. You know what I mean? And so we go through life and we're learning lessons, but we're not really fully understanding the lessons because of the people who are teaching these lessons. You know what I mean? Our families, you know, we want to believe and we want to trust in them and we want to be, you know, all the solidarity with our family and, oh, whatever they're saying is the right way for us. But we lose ourselves in believing that. Okay, we lose ourselves in believing that our family is the end all be all of what we're supposed to be doing in our lives. This is my belief. This is my belief. You know what I mean? Because I've watched so many people. Well, go back to the story about the person that couldn't learn from this one particular person. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a shot at it. Sure enough, I did. Work with this person for like a half an hour. And it clicked. It just clicked. Oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. Yep. Because discrimination, you know, people sit high up on their horse, especially from different races when they're dealing with other races. They sit on this horse. They've been at this job forever. They're in charge. They're in command. They dictate. They, you know what I mean? And for whatever reason, just didn't feel like this person was going to be valuable or an asset because of who they were, how they carried themselves, how they looked. You know. So anyway, like I said, I worked with this person for half an hour, and it just made me feel so good. I've been busy. I haven't even had time to come on here. I mean, you know what I mean? My videos don't get no likes unless I like them. You know what I mean? But again, you know, he said, build it, they will come. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, patience. But anyway, long story short, the person that I sat with him for a half an hour, and within that half an hour, he was able to grasp it. He was able to grasp everything that he had been taught for a month that somebody else was trying to teach them but wasn't able to grasp it. But sitting with me for half an hour, he was able to grasp it and he was like on and popping now. And I said, show is, shorty. But the thing of it is, it's like they don't want us to. You know what I mean? There's certain people, there's certain cultures that don't want to see other cultures advance. Discrimination. You know what I mean? Like if you walk too proud, or if you take pleasure in, dressing or doing your nails or putting makeup on or, doing your hair or sharing parts of your life, people judge you. You know what I mean? Like they judge you. Oh, you don't belong here. They stereotype you. You know what I mean? You get stereotyped because of how you look, or how you walk, or the confidence in which you speak with. You know what I mean? Like people discrimination is so freaking big right now. I mean, it's been going on before I was even born. My ancestors had to deal with it. You know what I mean? It's just like they were bought and sold. They were brought on a boat. You know what I mean? My other set of ancestors came over on a boat. You know what I mean? On their own free will. You know what I mean? Hiding under potato sacks and shit. You know what I mean? Coming over here, getting their names changed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in America. You know, I'm very cold. My other ancestors, their land was stolen. They were killed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very, I have a lot. And I feel a lot. You know what I mean? Because I had been given gifts from each one of those ancestral backgrounds. You know what I mean? And it's been something that I've been dealing with all my life, and it's been quite hard to explain to people, especially my own. When I would be a child, when I was a child, and I would say something, and I was like, "Oh, well, I saw this number in my dream, or I saw this, or I saw that," and then when it would come to pass, they're like, "Go get the child." Now, mind you, they deemed me a devil. They ostracized me. No, that child is no good. That child is bad seed. That's a bad seed. Let that girl, lock her in a room, do something. You know what I mean? But when they were able to benefit from my gift, it was perfectly all right. You know what I mean? That's why I learned trust issues. You see, discrimination is right in front of you. It's right in your own family. You know what I mean? Even though, you know what I mean, we look at the outside world and we see all the discrimination going on in the world. People are losing this, people can't afford that. You know what I mean? Even the middle class, there is no more middle class. Either you rich or you poor. You know what I mean? Where, the rich and the middle class looked out on the poor. But they didn't want to do anything to help them. They just wanted to criticize. They wanted to discriminate against. They wanted to feel superior. So that's what they did. And that's why the middle class has been eliminated. You see, because the middle class had an opportunity to reach back and pull the people from their neighborhoods up with them, or show them a way, or help them find their way. But they chose not to. They chose to sit on their high horse with the rich and look down. That's why there's no more middle class. You see? You know what I mean? We got all these people owning homes, but people can't even pay their mortgages now. But meanwhile, they were looking at people who lived in subsidized housing. You see? Now they're wishing that they could get into subsidized housing. You see how this shit is working? You know what I mean? But the discrimination has been going on for so long. It's embedded in people. It's embedded in people's family. It's breeded through generations. And so basically what I'm here to say, collective, is, you know what? Let's end this shit. Let's end this shit. You know what I mean? It's just like, stand tall. Defend those who can't defend themselves. Because, see, because this man came in with, conditions, but who doesn't have a condition? Show me one person in this world who doesn't have a disorder. Show me one person. You can't. You can't. Even the people on the highest court have issues. I guarantee you that. But they feel so comfortable and pointing the fingers and looking down because nobody knows. You know what I mean? Nobody has access to their information. So they can pretend like they don't have an issue. Everybody's being seen right now. Shit is getting exposed. People are being seen for who they truly are. The hate in their heart, the discrimination that they carry, the I'm better than, You know what I mean? They're being humbled. People are being humbled, because once I took that person under my wing for that half an hour, and then they went back to where they were at to work with this specific supervisor, and he was running circles around the supervisor before the end of this day. You hear me? But I got cool. I got cold chills right now because I've had many guardian angels in my life. I've had many earth angels come into my life and just be there. Show me, teach me, learn me, show me love, show me respect. You know what I mean? Point out my strengths, you know? And it was my turn. It was my turn. And I gave back. I'm going to get emotional right now because he was discriminated because he was a black man, one. Two, he was being discriminated because he had mental health issues. That's how he got in it. So this white supervisor, and I hate to say it like that, but this Caucasian, supervisor was going to do his best to get rid of him and get him out the way so he could get one of his whatever's in there. But God gave this man this job. This job was given to this man so he can excel and he could provide for his family. He could get the insurance that he needs. He could be looked at as a productive citizen and feel good about himself every day he left work. You know what I mean? And anyway, off track here. But so anyway, he went back to the supervisor and he told the supervisor, right? Supervisor came over to me and said, "What did you do?" Excuse me? What was that? What? What did I what? What did I do? I showed that man grace. I showed that man respect. And I told him just like that. I showed that man grace. And I showed that man respect. I showed that man that anything is possible. Do not let outside influences touch your inner self. And see, that's what he was doing. He was getting anxious. He was feeling like he couldn't do it because the job, the man kept making, oh, well, what's the problem? You ain't get it yet? You know what I mean? Look, the task that this person is doing, it would take a minute. You've been here a month, you still ain't got it. It was the way he was teaching. He wasn't teaching. I can't say that. Let me get that. Because we all have our own teaching style. Anyway, long story short, I sat with this man for half an hour. He said, he went back over there. He said, oh, I got it now. And he busting it out. And the supervisor standing there looking at him like, because see, had his mind made up. This supervisor had his mind made up about this gentleman. He was going to get rid of this man. And I said, no, let me do that. Let me try. Just the way he was, what's your problem? It's been a month, you still get. I'm thinking to myself, now, mind you, I've been watching this month, throughout this month, how it's been progressing and how it hasn't been progressing. You know what I mean? Where the man was feeling, I saw the anxiousness in him. I saw the urge to want to, make somebody proud. He was trying to prove himself. But every time he got to a certain level, he got shot down. So that's knocked his self-esteem down. Anyway, long story short, I worked with him for a half an hour. He went back over to the supervisor, and he's like, all right, I believe I got it now. And he said, okay, well, show me what you believe you got. So the man sat down, and he started doing his job. Without asking 50 questions, without, am I doing it right? Is it this? Is it that? He didn't do none of that. He just sat there because I'm watching now. Mother is watching. Okay, so I said, what are you going to do? He's like, because when I got done with him, I was like, all right, now tell me, you ready? Are you ready? Because you got this. You got this. Don't let nobody shake your confidence. You can learn anything. You just got to pay attention. It's called repetitive. All right, I got it. Okay. Go ahead, go show him what you got. So he went over there, told the supervisor, I got this. I said, supervisors, what? Okay, let me see. So this man sat down and he started doing his job, the job he was hired for. And he wasn't asking no questions. He just kept his head down. And he was doing his job. So the supervisor come over to me and says, well, what'd you do? I showed this man grace. I showed this man respect. You know what I mean? He deserves the same grace that I expect from myself. The same grace that you show me or you show anybody else in this office. Just because he's new hire doesn't mean he doesn't deserve grace. I showed the man grace. You know, I encouraged the man. I encouraged him to stay confident. Believe in yourself. It's a new task. Yes. You're learning something new. Okay. Open your mind. Believe in you. That's what I'm telling him as I'm teaching him the job. See, I'm speaking to him. Yeah. Why can't you do this? You could do this. Just because he's who he is doesn't mean you can't do it. You could probably do it better than him. He looks at me like, why you say it like that? I said, because you never know. You never know. You could probably do his job better than he can do his job, especially when it comes to treating people right. Show that man grace. So supervisor, what would you do? Show him grace. I encouraged him. You know, I told him I believed in him. He didn't get this job by accident. He was appointed to this job by the Most High. Most High saw fit for this man to get this job. And I just had to remind him of that. God called you. I had to remind him that God appointed him to that job. You know, Father saw him fit to do this job. Because he wouldn't have gotten it if he didn't. He wouldn't be where he is if God didn't see fit for him to be there. That's how we got to look at life. So when discrimination comes up against you, you know what I mean? Like when I was a child, I had to learn at a young age, you know, I learned not to trust people because they would shun me when I would tell them things, or I'd tell them about a dream, or tell them about a vision, or tell them I heard something or I seen something. It would shun me away. But again, when I tell them about a number, or I tell them to be careful, you know, driving, or, you know, ashtrays back then. Make sure that ashtray don't go in that garbage can. I tell them before I go to bed. And then I wake up and there's smoke alarms going on. They're going to get that girl. I learned not to trust people at a young age. Not saying I trust people now. I'm getting better. I'm working. You know what I mean? My discernment is so strong now that I know who to stay away from. I mean, not going to say I never got fooled or I can't be fooled, because that would be saying I'm God and I'm not God. He sees everything. But me, you know, you, collective, discrimination comes in so many different forms, man. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you care for yourself. You know, people see, oh no, you're not fit for this, or you're not fit for that, or you don't belong in our family, or we don't want to be friends with you. Discrimination. Discrimination. You know, a child might choose one parent over the other. That's still discrimination, because they believe whatever that other parent is saying about that parent. That's discrimination. You know, discrimination comes in so many different forms. But collective, you know, the message was very clear. Stay standing tall. Still remain graceful. You know, no matter where the discrimination is coming from. It could come from siblings, it could become family, friends, co-workers, you know, strangers on the street. Strangers on the street, you know. People who don't even know you. Discrimination it's so draining. It's what's keeping everybody at odds. You know, people thinking they're better than somebody because they make more money, or they live in a bigger house, or they drive a better car, or they got more jewelry. Discrimination comes in many forms. You know, um, it's just stay graceful. Let's see what Mother Isis has to say. I'm not pulling no cards. It's just the message was so sad. It was clear. It wasn't sad. It was clear. You know, it's like discrimination. Discrimination. You know what I mean? This whole presidential election thing. You know, you got all these older, Caucasian men calling her a ding dong, a dummy, or this or that, and she's got a terrible this, and she'll never make. Trying to make. They're trying. My nose is tight. They're trying to wear on her inner strength. They're trying to tear her down. They're trying to weaken her spirit. You got too many people who love her. It's never gonna happen. And America is rallying around her like going crazy right now. They're like, bring it, baby. Bring it. Verena, we ready for you, mama. So they can try all they want. All they want. You know? And Biden is trying to make it so that these punk asses sitting up on that big old can't stay there until they die in the chair. And the president can elect one every 2 years. Listen, man, it's about to get real here because if we let that lunatic in office, oh boy, we're gonna have wars. We're gonna be in bed with everybody like we were when he was in office before. He's gonna take people's money, Social Security away. I mean, this is gonna get real crazy. I'm not saying. I'm just saying discrimination comes in many forms. Okay. So just check yourself. Make sure you're not discriminating against anyone because of the way they carry themselves or the way they speak, you know, the way that they transmute energy. You know what I mean? Like they could be going through a hell of a lot, but you would never know it. You know what I mean? They could be under spiritual attack like nobody's business, but they still show up. You know what I mean? They could have, enemies living right up under their noses who wish nothing but the worst for them. And they still keep finding a way to move forward, put one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean? With the lack of support, you know what I mean? The minimal support that they get, still being loving, still being caring, still, being generous. You know what I mean? But it does get to a point where you realize your generosity is being taken grossly advantage of. And you have to set boundaries with takers because they have none. Because when it comes to you, when it comes to giving you grace, they don't care if you got a bottle of water, but they'll drink all your water. They don't care if you have coffee creamer, but they'll use all of your coffee creamer. You might set a bottle of wine to the side. Oh, I'll get to it later. By the time you get to it, it's gone. That's discrimination. That's people trying to weaken your core. So many forms of discrimination. So many. So many. But anyway, let's see what Mother Isis wants to say. Just don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. People think because you look a certain way that you're vulnerable, naive, stupid. I've taken a lot of people by surprise. I certainly have, because God be hiding us in plain sight, and people are like, oh, yeah, got me one here. And you be so loving and kind and understanding and, supportive, what I mean, helping them heal them wounds and shit. And they think you just a big old dummy. And they abuse and they use until you learn your lesson. Because everybody is to teach us a lesson. And then you learn your lesson. And then he tried again. He's like, yeah, I see you saw. Same. It is funny. It's not funny, but it's sad. Let's see. Let's see what mother want to say. What does she want to tell us? All right, there she goes. Showing up, mother. Divine guardian. This is a time for significant spiritual growth and healing for you. You are protected during these times by the love and strength of the Divine Mother Isis. Relax and allow your transformation to happen. Your divine guardian protects you now. Let go, trust unconditionally in what is happening for you, as there is only divine love beneath the surface of the present situation. Mm, You know, you know what I mean. I feel like I was his guardian today. You know what I mean? Like I felt. I'm not poison. I'm gonna say something to somebody. I mean, when I stepped in, you know what I mean? Because I was like, yo, this is not real. This is not happening right now. And I don't have no water around me. So I stood up for him and I took him to the side and I gave him a crash course. I trained him. I said, come on, listen, pay attention. Come on, listen to me, follow me. Tell me what I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing. Show me what, and then I let him do it. You know, I mean, I did it for 15, he did it for 15. And I said, in that 15 minutes that he was on board, I said, do not second guess yourself. Don't, if you make a mistake, we can always correct it. But don't second guess yourself. That's what I said to him. I said, don't second guess yourself. That's what I kept telling him. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself. You know what I mean? Like my voice just went really like somebody's like, shut up. My nose started itching. But it's the truth. You know what I mean? People use and abuse people. They discriminate you. They don't really like you, but they will entertain you. They will take from you. And not even like you. You feel me? Somebody will take and pretend and use and abuse you, but really are discriminating of you because maybe you're not the same color or you're not the race that they're used to or whatever. You know what I mean? You have to be mindful. You have to use your discernment when dealing with people because people will take advantage of your kindness. They will discriminate against your kindness, your gracefulness, your humbleness. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Pyramid of, pyramid, pyramid of light, psychic protection. As a being of light, darker energies. That's what my voice is got. Darker energies may at times seek to interfere with your spiritual progress. There is nothing to fear and only more awareness of the power of and protection of your divine love to experience. The pyramid of light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is now time for that interference to cease completely through loving divine power. Oh my God. You see how my voice was going crazy? It's still bothering me. Pyramid of light, psychic protection. As a being of light, darker energies may at times seek to interfere with your spiritual progress. There is nothing to fear and only more awareness of the power of the and protection of divine love to experience. The pyramid of light confirms energies have been causing interference with your path and it is now time for that interference to cease and completely to cease completely through loving divine power. Yo, your ancestors is not playing. Mm, mm. Can you see it? They just try to shut me out as I'm talking about discrimination and people taking advantage, and seeing you a certain way, and maybe it's your skin color, maybe or treating you a certain way because of your skin color, or or you know what I mean, your disabilities, you know what I mean, or your love, your light, oh man, serpent of fire. Do not do not assess your current ability based on past standards as they no longer apply to you. You are stronger and more powerful now than you have been before. You need to learn afresh what you are capable of, and ISIS helps you now. Collective. Somebody been trying to shut somebody up. Somebody been trying to shut somebody up with some dark shit. Me personally, when I feel the energy is off, I just stay out the way. You know what I mean? I know I gotta fight with this. I know I gotta fight these people who wanna take me out. I'm just gonna keep on shedding my love and keep shedding my light. You know what I mean? I'm gonna still speak on. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna keep opening people's minds. You know what I mean? You don't gotta stay stuck. You don't have to be a prisoner to your childhood anymore. You know what I mean? You don't have to be insecure. You don't have to be, insecure. You know what I mean? Self-esteem issues because you've never been in that position before. Or, you don't know what love is. You know what I mean? So you don't know how to accept a compliment. Just trusting people. A lot of us learn not to trust people at a young age. I know I did. You know what I mean? But I was ostracized by my own kin, my own family. I was ostracized because I was a seer at a young age. I saw things, I heard things, I understood things that, I probably shouldn't even understood, but I did. And I was able to explain it. And they're like, hell, where'd you come from? You know what I mean? But it was all good, like I said. That's why I got trust issues now. It's all good when I warned them about that car accident. I warned them about that house fire. And I warned them about those numbers that was about to hit. It was all good then. Or they only want me to be in their company. But I had to, you know what I mean? Like, you have to learn discernment, man. I had to learn to stand tall on my own. Because I was being discriminated by my own family, because I was just like, right, motherfucking damn near white thing, and then a whole black family, like, you know what I mean? There was a whole rainbow of us, you know what I mean? We came in every shade, color, eye color, everything, and it was just like, but me, because I was so strong-willed and I was so outspoken, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't care if they didn't want me around. I didn't care if I fit in. Did it hurt me? Yeah. Was there at one point in my life where I tried to become I became a people pleaser because I tried to fit in. And then I got to the point where I was like, fuck you. Excuse me. Fuck, I'm not fitting in with none of y'all. Y'all gonna have to check for me because I'm not checking for y'all. You know what I mean? But it comes in time. It comes with time. And building yourself up. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, collective. Yeah, you're dreaming real quick. Discrimination comes in many forms. Just stand tall, keep standing tall, still being graceful. Help when you can. Spread light, be the light in such a dark world. But don't be no sucker either. What's one of these dream reverse collectors? Let's see what collector. Let's see what they want to tell us real quick. What? Underneath the lizard skin. Yeah. Grow. Expand. Let go of those insecurities, that low self-esteem, those childhood wounds, not feeling like you're good enough or a part of something. Shut that skin. Be the best. Be the best version of you. The ancestors got you. Mother Isis says she's protecting you from all the evil that's been sent towards you. Keep shining your light. You are protected. It's coming. All these bullshit things that they've been sending at you, collective, it's coming to you. It's over, actually. Now they're paying karma for not accepting you, for ostracizing you, for laughing and mocking you. Bro says, it's over, man. You know who you are. Keep standing tall. Keep being graceful. Keep spreading light. You know, show love. You know, no perfect strange. Good morning. Good morning, gorgeous. I'm leaving it there, collective. Until next time. Go tap.